or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at what is going on with the special rares from EB-03. I think they might be the best special rares ever. No, you know what? I'm going to go there. I think they are the best special rares ever. Now, this is a point where some of you are very rightly going to point out that I said that about the ones in OP12. And incidentally, I meant it. The ones from OP12 are absolutely phenomenal. And then some of you are going to go, well, all right then. But you also said that about the ones in OP13. And yeah, I think as of this moment, the only special rares better than the ones in OP12 are the ones in OP13. But I got to break it to you, the only ones better than the ones in OP13 are the ones in EB-03. And this is weird, of course, because, you know, the EB sets, they don't generally have special rares. There weren't any in EB-01, there weren't any in EB-02. Wow, we've got them in EB-03, and they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Although, as an interesting side note, these are actually new cards. So whereas like the Tashigi in OP12 was the OP06 Tashigi, and the smoker in Tashigi's body in OP13 was OP10 smoker, here they are actually cards from EB-03 that we're looking at, which I find rather interesting. Now, there are a bunch of them out there, and a bunch of people are going to be extremely happy. But let's start off with Uta, because I told you yesterday that Uta is getting a lot of pop in this set, coming through as the manga rare, despite not appearing in the manga. Yes, I know about that one panel. But the point is, that was the green 7-drop Uta from this set. Well, I did previously show you that there is a red 5-drop Uta in the set, and that's the one that's getting this special rare. And is also getting an alternate art. And we should probably have a look at all of this together now, shouldn't we? Love what they're doing here with all of this. I think the alternate art is kind of fun and cheeky and all of that. But then I think these special rares are just absolutely phenomenal. They have absolutely knocked it out the park. And it's kind of funny because so many of these are really popular characters in One Piece that it's going to be really interesting trying to figure out which of these are actually going to end up being the most sought after. Now, what we got from this Uta is on play, if your leader is Uta, draw 2 cards. And then you can play a character from your hand with 6,000 power or less and no base effect, i.e. no skill written on the card. Certainly seems like Uta is on the up. Wonderful. We had seen that one before in terms of the effect, but we hadn't yet seen this version of it, or the alternate art. Now, Vivi is another character getting a bunch of pop in EB-03, and we got a rather lovely alternate art of Vivi. And we've got a rather lovely special rare of Vivi as well. This is another one that's going to be extremely popular. It's wonderful. Now, what we got from Vivi, this is another one we saw previously. 5 cost, 4k, counter plus 1,000. We've got blocker. And on play, you can play a 5 cost or lower alabaster or straw hat character from your hand. And then for the rest of the turn, you can't play characters. This was one that was initially mistranslated a little bit. People saying you couldn't play from the hand, for instance, when it actually just stops you playing characters overall. Okay, cool card. It's Vivi. Everybody loves Vivi. This is one that I think people are going to be quite excited about. There we go. But don't worry, there's plenty of others. Tashigi's coming back. I've been using a bunch of Tashigi as the example in this video, because Tashigi often gets a special rare. Wow, we get a special rare here, and I believe this is one that we've actually not seen yet. There are a few, to be fair, in this set that we haven't yet seen. And what we got here is green, 4 cost, 6k, And during your opponent's turn, this character cannot be KO'd by effects and gains blocker, which is a wonderful combination because it means that if they attack, you can block, and what they often want to do is get rid of the blocker with an effect, but they can't because you're immune to effects. They've got to attack into you, but then you block and yay. And at the end of your turn, you may rest 1 Don and discard a card from your hand to set this character to active, which gives you that brilliant double hit here of you get to attack with it on your turn, which is good, but then you also get to block with it on your opponent's turn, so you're basically getting maximum use out of this character, and that's kind of awesome. And of course, the alt art is on the screen as well for you there. So there's some good ones, but don't worry, we've got plenty others, like, for instance, the Reiju. Now, the Reiju is one which has gotten a bunch of people a little bit excited. Because, I mean, firstly, we got the alternate art, which is lovely, and we've got the special rare, which is lovely, but mostly it just looks insanely playable. By the way, worth noting here, I'm going to show you every version of the card that we've been shown so far. This one, for instance, I'm fairly sure we've not actually seen the regular version of this card. So I can show you the alternate art and I can show you the special rare. Essentially, when I'm showing you these cards in this video, I'm going to show you every version that we have. We just might not have all of these cards. So I'm doing the best I can here. There we go. And what we've got here from Reiju is 5 cost 5k, counter plus 1,000. During your turn, on play, Don -1. If your leader is Sanji, you can activate the main effect of an event card in your trash that costs 7 or less. Yeah. That's absurd. That's absolutely, genuinely absurd. And look, it's leader locked to Sanji, all right? So at least it's got that. It's not going to be something that every deck can take advantage of. This is very much going to be a Sanji card only, because it's literally leader locked to Sanji. But firstly, Sanji's already looking pretty nice. And second, and to be fair, because it's purple and leader locked to Sanji, it has to be the OP12 Sanji, as it stands at the moment. But also, Red Rock. Red Rock is one of the best event cards in the game. It sees a huge amount of play. It's a 6 cost, so that means that you can't play more than one in a turn. But this is a 5 cost character that plays Red Rock for free. So you can play 2 of this character. And the thing is, you only need Red Rock, or Gum Gum Red Rock as it's actually called. You only actually need it in your trash. So you play one Reiju, activate it from your trash, sorted. Play another Reiju and just activate that from your trash again. It's not like you've got to have it in hand or any of that malarkey. So it's actually even better than just being able to play a 7 cost from your hand. It's absurd. This is an absurd card. There we go. Don't worry, we've got plenty others. How about, for instance, we have a look at the Boa Hancock. And bearing in mind, Boa Hancock has had some absurd special rares, which have ended up being very, very expensive. Like, for instance, the special rare Boa Hancock from OP-04, which weirdly, this is not one of my favourite styles of special rare. It might be my least favourite style. But I did pull this Boa Hancock and the price is exploding lately, and yay, because I have this Boa Hancock. So we got so many characters here that are going to be absurdly popular. It's going to be really hard figuring out which the most sought after ones are. But what we got from this Boa Hancock is a brand new mechanically unique character. So we should, have a look at what it actually does. And it's not one we've looked at yet. If your opponent on play, if your opponent's got 5 or more cards in hand, they have to put a card from their hand to the bottom of their deck, which is going to be kind of annoying. And then we got activate main once per turn. You return one of your characters to the bottom of your deck. It's only one early game support character, something like that. You'll be fine. And then you give your leader and one of your characters a rested Don. And bearing in mind, this is activate main once per turn. So you can do this every turn. Sure, you have to keep bumping a character off your board, but a low-cost character of an on-play skill that you needed anyway is fine. And then you get to attach 2 Don, one to your leader and one to one of your characters. And it is definitely your leader and one of your characters. You're attaching rested Don. This is good, ladies and gentlemen. And let's face it, Boa Hancock tends to be quite popular. Now we've got ourselves a Perona coming in here. I'm a big fan of Perona. I think the alternate art is awesome. And I also think that this special rare is fantastic. This might be my favourite one. But what we got here is 4 cost 6k blocker. Okay. Well, we've already started off with a blocker. You've given up the 1k counter, but you've swapped that to be able to block. And I honestly think that's a fair trade, because vanilla would be 4 cost 6k counter plus 1,000. And we've got, on play, give your leader or one of your characters up to 1 rested Don, so it's functionally a free cost. Yes. And then if you've got 10 or more cards in your trash, you're playing black, you're going to be able to get cards in your trash, don't worry about it. You can play a 2 cost or lower Thriller Bark from your trash, rested. And to be clear, it's you look at your trash if there's 10 or more, then you play from your trash. If you put it down to 9, I'm very, very sure it's going to be absolutely fine. And this is kind of ridiculous. If this works, there's no guarantee it's going to work, but if this works, then you get a rested Don and you get to play a 2 cost, so you're only really losing 1 Don. Now, do you really want to do this? I mean, yeah. You've got the inner pay, or whatever it's called, the dog, that lets you draw 2 trash 2 on play and on KO. That could be kind of fun. Or the Kumasi, who Don X2 and he gains 1,000 power for every 5 cards in your trash. That could be a fun one to have a little bit of a play with. I'm not saying we're overflowing with amazing 2 cost Thriller Bark cards, but I'm saying that we've got a blocker that's giving rested Don and also lets you play 2 cost or lower characters. How about Cerberus, which just gets another blocker on the board, which could be very, very fun. We've definitely got options here for 2 cost Thriller Bark characters, and we're attaching Don, and we've got a blocker, and it's only a 4 cost. Yeah, I'm down with this, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know I like Perona more than most One Piece fans, so maybe I'm just being a little bit biased. This looks awesome. I'm a fan. I want this to be awesome. Now, there is a new Koala coming in, and this isn't a new card. This is one that we had seen previously. And what we got from Koala is 4 cost 5k, counter plus 1,000. And if your leader is Revolutionary Army, this gains plus 4 cost. Puts it up to an 8 cost, which is crucial for certain Revolutionary Army cards. And during your opponent's turn, if this is KO'd, you get to play from your hand or trash a 6 cost or lower Nico Robin or Revolutionary Army other than Koala. Yeah, that's absurd, ladies and gentlemen. That's absurd. It's a 4 cost, so when it goes away, lets you play a 6 cost. This is very nice. I love Koala as well, to be fair. Koala and Perona, it's the 2 black cards here that are really, they're the ones that I'm going to be looking to go and grab. But maybe other people are going to be looking at yellow, like, for instance, Nico Robin. Yeah, there's Nico Robin here. I hear that Nico Robin is fairly popular. And this is actually one that we did see previously, with rather lovely Basai artwork. So 7 cost, 8k, and on play, you can, well, trash the top card of your life, which is not ideal. But then if your leader is Straw Hat, then put 2 cards from the top of your deck onto your life. So not only are you gaining 1 life, you're also cycling your life. So you're more likely to hit those triggers that you want, which is great. And on your opponent's turn, if it's KO'd, do a damage to your opponent. Yeah. And the thing is, because it's not getting rid of a life, it's better than getting rid of a life, because you can't win by getting rid of a life when your opponent's got no life. You can win by dealing damage when your opponent's got no life. And, yeah. This is good, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, 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 very good. Huge fan of this. This seems to be like it's going to be a very good card. And then apparently everything I've shown you in this video isn't enough, because we've also got a new Nami coming in. Now, I've shown you red Nami from EB-03. This is not red Nami from EB-03. This is yellow Nami from EB-03, which is not the same. And what we got here with yellow Nami from EB-03, 5 cost, 6k, counter plus 1,000. And on play, you may give 1 rested dawn to your leader. And then if your opponent's got 3 or more life, they have to add a life to their hand. Now, it's not going to work once they get down to 2 life. But this is a 5 cost that makes your opponent pick up a life? That seems good. Very, very good. Plus, you get to give a rested dawn to your leader, so it's functionally a 4 cost. And then on KO, you may turn the top card of your life face up. If it's already face up, obviously you can't use a skill. And then you can just play a 6k or lower character from your hand. This is and I know we've seen a bunch of absurd cards lately. We've seen a bunch of absurd cards in this video. But this is a 5 cost that makes your opponent pick up a life, as long as they don't go lower than 3. Well, they're not already lower than 3. And on KO lets you play a 6k or less. By the way, it doesn't say 6k or less other than Nami, so you could, in theory, use this to string Nami. Make no mistake about it, this card is absurd. So we got a bunch of absurd cards that are coming with ridiculous special rares. This is absolutely absurd. Like, not only is EB-03 now looking like a ridiculous set for collectors, but there are some seriously playable cards in this set, which are going to make us rethink a bunch of decks that we've maybe already given up on. EB-03 is a very big deal. If I get a chance, I might do a video soon about how big a deal EB-03 is, but until I get time to make that video, just take it from your old pal Wassy here. EB-03 is an absolutely absurd set, playability-wise, and in terms of collectability, and I've shown you some of the most ridiculous cards in here. But I've told you all about it now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.